Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and booking readings. If you do want to book a reading with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. I don't solicit in the comments, and I don't have a WhatsApp, so just in order to make sure our community is safe, use that email in the description. And I want to thank everybody again for getting me to 7,000 subscribers. I am so grateful. I am going to do another giveaway at 8,000 subscribers. If you want to check if you won, if you go to your if you go for your tab for places, people you're subscribed to, it should show up. And it will be a community post. Just make sure that you email me and tell me your stream name, and I will take care of you. So my gorgeous, and for people who didn't win this time around, there's another giveaway at 8,000 subscribers. So be subscribed, comment, and you're in the running for that. So my gorgeous people, what don't you see about yourself? Maybe that others see, or maybe that, you know, the universe wants to be able to show you. So my gorgeous people, it's time to move on to pile number 1. So pile number 1, my beautiful angels. What don't you see about yourself? What don't you see about yourself? I feel like you may not see a new beginning that's in front of you. It's like good fortune is coming for you. New opportunities are coming for you. But you may still be a little bit in fight or flight regarding something. You may have dealt with not fortuitous circumstances, so you may not actually realize that this good luck, this change of fortune, this blessing is coming for you. Queen of Cups. Are you the Queen of Cups? For most of you, gender aside, you're coming up as the Queen of Cups. I feel like you have a really gentle, beautiful heart. Sensitive has come up. I feel like you may know that you're sensitive, but you may not really realize that it is part of your gift. Yeah, part of your gift. I feel like some of you may feel like it's really, you may feel the downsides more than you feel the gift of it. 4 of Swords. And that may be because you could have been taken advantage of in the past. But why is this such a gift? Why is this such a gift? Why is this such a gift? King of Swords. This is with the King of Swords. That's a little confusing. Because I have the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. It could be that you could have a very strong intellect as well as heightened sensitivity. Is this King of Swords somebody in particular? Is this King of Swords you? I feel like some of you, this King of Swords is you. The fact that you do have this ability to, maybe you use maybe you put up a boundary because you are super sensitive. And I feel like that is the case for some of you. Some of you also may have just come up against somebody who was very cold. And again, I don't always think of the King or Queen of Swords as being cold. But I feel like, why was this? I feel like you may not have realized in that moment that your sensitivity, that your kindness was part of your gift. But I feel like that sensitivity and kindness brings this, moves things forward. Maybe in a way that you wouldn't necessarily suspect. Clarity on this 9 of Wands, 10 of Cups. I'm getting like a lot of you are bracing yourself for the next problem. But what I see is, a really tangible blessing coming into your life, and contentment and a change of fortune. And it could be because of the kindness and sensitivity in which you have lived your life. What don't you see about yourself? Again, it's Wheel of Fortune, and Wheel of Fortune can be about, going through cycles, but I'm really I feel like you don't fully see, the, just the good fortune that's going to be in front of you. I feel like, do you fully recognize the good fortune that you were, do you fully appreciate? I feel like you do appreciate the good fortune that has been bestowed on you. Some people, no matter how wonderful what they have received is, sometimes they're just unable to see it, unable to feel it. I feel like you will have the ability to fully appreciate the good fortune that comes to you. Which it may not be something that you will, it's not something that you necessarily think about. The fact that no matter, it's like the goodness you will receive, you are going to truly be able to appreciate. What you don't see about yourself. Page of Cups. I think that you may not fully understand the impact of your kind words. Again, kindness is part of, I feel like you may know you're sensitive, but I feel like you don't really know the extent of how your kindness or the kind things that you have said that may have not been significant to you may have really made a difference to other people. And again, maybe it's not going to make a difference to a cold person who has ulterior motives. But I feel like you may not, I feel like you may not fully appreciate what a difference that the little kindnesses that you've done have impacted people. Death. You are currently going through a transformation. I feel like you don't fully know yet the person you're becoming. But it is bringing in contentment. It is in alignment. What don't you see about yourself? 7 of Swords. Are you avoidant? Are you sneaky? I feel like for the most part that's not the case, but I feel like you may be transforming your relationship with, you know, people who may be dishonest, who may have ulterior motives. I feel, and again, there is this energy where you feel like you do need to protect yourself, and there are certainly people you do need to protect yourself from. But I feel like you're transforming your relationship with that. Maybe just no longer allowing, you know, maybe you just, as kind and caring as you are, you might be giving people a lot of chances. And maybe you may come to a point where you're more willing to accept the person that they showed you they are. Because again, I feel like you don't really understand the full ramifications of some of the kindness that you do, but sometimes kindness can be wasted. And it's not that you should, you know, it's just sometimes there's a better application for the gifts that we have in our lives. What don't you see about yourself? You're somebody that works well and cooperates with others. You're somebody who's capable of creating mastery in your life. You are a generous, kind person, but I feel like just as there is this generosity, there is a need for there to be flow. Because what you're bringing in is greater stability. I think that perhaps some more grounded practicality. And now I'm supposed to take this one. This one flipped, but it didn't come out face up, so I'm going to take those two, but not this one. I think part of what your transformation is greater wisdom and greater power. But the kind, the charitable, the sweet acts that you do, some of which may not even seem like a big deal to you, are very important. And I feel like there is kind of a need to apply it in, you know, like there are things that you can build that are bigger than just you. With that Three of Pentacles, that ability to build something greater. And often, like maybe you're a craftsman, artisan, maybe maybe it's just about really caring about making things with greater efficiency, but you have this ability to be this amazing glue, this person that keeps teams together. That's so I feel like you're getting part of your transformation is you're getting a little bit more practical, but you're still having this ability to give and help. I feel like you just might be transitioning to better for the resources that you have. Like I feel like you're learning where to give those resources and coming to a place where you're more settled, more strong, more, and even attracting in more wealth and success to you. I feel like with the Lovers, it is about choice. So there is a need to realize that you have made choices. I feel like it's not that we shouldn't be forgiving to ourselves because we don't know what we don't know. But I feel like we do have to realize that we made choices so that we don't disempower ourselves. And I feel like there are going to be even more choices that you make, but I feel like you're going to be making more aligned choices, more spiritually aligned choices. And several of you are probably bringing in somebody that is on the same spiritual wavelength with you. Because, you know, you're awesome by yourself, but I feel like you also have the ability to kind of magnify when you are in a team, and it has to be a team. It's not, I feel like you have all this strength, but, and it's not, you're more than able to be successful with self, but it is about there being an ability to make something greater. So some of you are definitely bringing in some kind of aligned partner with whatever the greater good that you're here to create, because you are. What you don't see about yourself, we're almost halfway through the year. Check in. Are you happy? I feel like you do need to make a habit of checking with yourself, asking if yourself, are you okay with what's happening? Are you happy? Is this the choice you want to commit to? Because you are going through transformation, but you also have had some, like, you may have been, and it's not that, because I feel like a lot of, you bring such generosity, you bring a lot of really good things, but I feel like there is a choice to, maybe cut people off who do take advantage, So, what don't you see about yourself? Start over every day if you want. Yeah, again, check in, see if you're happy. Realize that at any moment you can make any other choice. That you are really powerful. And I feel like you do have some greater good kind of purpose here. So don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to make different choices. Any day, any moment, there are all viable options for that. Celestial teacher. Are you here to be a celestial teacher? Maybe some of you, but I feel like right now you're going through some kind of guided learning process. I feel like for the most part, that you're getting in greater alignment. And this just fell out. I feel like there's a part of you that doesn't want to know stuff. There's a part of you that may want to keep the third eye closed and maybe you don't want to know as much as you're being guided to know. I've got don't panic. I feel like don't panic about seeing things different, about having to open your eyes regarding things. It's all for the greater good. It's both for your greater good and the general greater good. Because I feel like you're meant to spread your light. I just heard spreading your light into a void. So I feel like you're gaining discernment right now. So yeah, you're going through a transformation and you're leveling up. A lot of things are moving in your favor. It's absolutely time for this to happen. I've got the turtle. It could be slow. It could be longevity, as turtles are very long-lived. Something about longevity. I don't know if you're going to have a lot of longevity or it's if you have to plan for longevity. Maybe even because I do feel like you're here to leave some kind of legacy of light. I feel like you may even think about what the goodness that I create, what's causing the most longevity in that. Again, I feel a lot of discernment. But I do see you being very special, very, very attractive, very unique. And also, I don't think that you know how worthy of appreciation you are. But you really are. You're worthy of a lot of appreciation. Again, you have this light. And you have this uniqueness. Believe. I feel like you're being called to believe in some way. Open your eyes. I've got she. So, A and she. So, A could be an initial. It's also the indefinite article. So maybe there's something you're indefinite about. Clarity on the she. No, I feel like there's enough clarity on the she, the Queen of Cups. And you are the Queen of Cups, but I feel like you're becoming more grounded, more practical. You are still this, probably a little bit more psychic than you'd like to be. And you're moving into this greater power. This relatively, it's like it may be a gentle power, but it's a really profound power. I've got lull, so, some of you have really infectious laughs. Some of you are just maybe even quick to laugh. You're somebody. And I feel like you bring a lot of enjoyment just because you bring that happiness in. Or what about the indefinite article or the A? I'm getting that There may be some need to take a risk. Leave something behind. Start a new journey. But yeah, time. It's like, I feel like 2 times came out. Like, it's more like the time is now. Things are already shifting. Clarity is already coming, but you can't hide from the clarity. And the bookworm. Again, some of you are really balanced in your intellect as well as your emotional. You're bringing in greater practicality. But I feel like there's a need to... I feel like you do have some classical intellectual features that maybe you don't recognize fully, but they're super valuable. I dropped the charm. Let's see. I feel like those intellectual ideas, they have the ability to create stable, steady things that you can use to create prosperity for yourself. I feel like you may not understand completely or respect completely how smart some of your ideas might be. What don't you see about yourself? Okay, some of you aren't going to be happy with this, but sometimes you may not see how lucky you have been. And I feel like you have been taken advantage in the past. I feel like, but there is some kind of, this is luck, Wheel of Fortune came out twice. There is some kind of luck that you are receiving. It's certainly not all bad luck, like it's like there are, even you may have dealt with somebody unsavory and just got off easier than maybe other people might have. With the 6 of Pentacles, I feel like your generosity and kindness kind of fuels your luck. Like you may not see it because, somebody who's a snake might take, advantage. But, part of it's discernment. Part of it's taking off the blinders on things. But there's a bridge here and a long, windy path. So I feel like you've had a lot of life experiences that even though this path might have been long and windy, did not mean that it was not taking you to the right location. Even though that is understandably frustrating. But I feel like your life wasn't fully meant to be A to B. And all of this is part of some kind of learning process for you. And this is like some kind of fortune that you're like, good luck is going to follow you. Because even if there are some human beings that, can't recognize, can't give in the way that they receive. Some of them can't. It's not all of them, but some of them can't. I feel like there are small, just little bits of luck that you receive because of what you give out. to just create balance. So I hope that this helped you. I deeply appreciate you. If you want a free reading, I'm doing another one at 8,000 subscribers. Thank you for everybody who helped me get to 7,000 subscribers. I posted it, made a community post. So if you go to your subscriptions, you should be able to see it. I deeply appreciate you all. Thank you so much for helping me get this far. And if you do want to book with me, my turnaround time is about 48 hours out right now. So just make sure that you use the email in the description. I don't solicit you in the comments. I don't have a WhatsApp. So just make sure that you use that email so we can keep our community safe from people who might try to take advantage. So my gorgeous and talented pile number 2. What don't you see about yourself? What don't you see about yourself? King of Wands. Charisma, fire, power. I feel like you may not... I feel like you've got a lot of fire here going with the wands. 5 of Swords. The Devil. Are you the devil? You the 5 of Swords? You may need to need to release attachment to something that doesn't serve you. But if you could see, like, there's a parallel in just the shapes of how these characters are standing. I feel like you are somebody with inspired ideas, a real powerhouse in your ability to make things happen. But there is a need to release things that aren't healthy for you, because these things are self-sabotaging. The success that success literally just makes sense for you. Like, it's almost like, and I'm not saying that this is fully just you. You may be, but you may have an attachment to something that doesn't serve you, isn't healthy for you. And it's kind of like very one-to-one. It's like, as soon as that's out of the way, your success is pretty much ensured. So it could be a person, place, thing, dependency. But it doesn't, whatever it is, it's like, it's not looking out for your best interests. If it's a person, they might have an ulterior motive. It's just you're so capable. And you're so powerful. What don't you see about yourself? Page of Swords. Are you observing things? Page of Swords could be, it could be carelessness with words. I feel like there may be a need to be caring with your words, to be more diplomatic in some way. Pardon me. And again, like, there's so much fire here. What don't you see about yourself? I feel like there's been some kind of regret, some kind of loss. And you may not see the other side. You may not see the blessings that are still there. You might not see the seeds of your victory that are still standing for you. What don't you see about yourself? You're very much capable of manifesting what you want into existence. You have this ability to really take action. I don't know. You could be a little bit impatient, but I'm not necessarily getting that. But I feel like there are some things that are on the horizon that have not yet come in. I feel like I need more clarity regarding that. 5 of Pentacles. I feel like there might be a little bit of a fixation on loss. You know, looking at what may have fallen but may ultimately not be as important, rather than paying attention to, the seeds of your success that are right there. Realizing, feeling lack because not everything has manifested for you yet. And it's understandable. You can't touch it, taste it, feel it. It's still in the ether. What don't you see about yourself? I feel like you may not see how much power you have to just make things happen. Action, action, action. It's like, I feel like there's almost nothing you can't make happen if you take action towards it. Now, of course, everybody gets free will. Of course, maybe there are, some things that you shouldn't hold on to because they don't serve you. But I feel like if you want success, like you have so much fire, like I physically feel warmer. And I feel like you just have so much ability to have ideas and create what you want. And, I feel like if you run full long into that, it's just, you're certainly going to cut your wait time down. What don't you see about yourself? 10 of Swords. Did you have a difficult end with something? Did you feel I feel like you've experienced some betrayal. I don't think that, And again, I feel like you're focused a lot on loss. 3 of Cups. I feel like there may be a need to focus on what you may have lost, may not have been for your greater good. Because the 3 of Cups, it might be fun, it might be a good time, but it's not necessarily something serious. 5 and 5. So it does feel like there's an ability for there to be some change here. There's an ability for there to be transition, but I feel like there's just like a need to shift focus here on the things that you can control, the things that you can do something about. The blessings that are in your life. The wins that, are just like almost absolutely assured if you put in the energy. What don't you see about yourself? This is a perspective card, this is a perspective card. You may really need to make a perspective shift to have the best results. You don't really need to do anything, but to have this best, greatest, happiest results, there is a need to see something different. There is a need to get a different perspective. The World, the Three of Cups again, and the Seven of Swords. It's possible that whoever may have betrayed your trust just wasn't as important to you as you may think. In fact, with the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Swords, they might have been actively harmful to you. Now, if this could be a person, maybe it could be a dependency. It's like, it's a good time, but does it serve you? Because, again, when I say winning is pretty much assured once, you can let this, whatever you're deeply holding on to, out. Because it's not something that's healthy. So either you may have to realize somebody's motivations, whether, 444 is on the clock right now. So 4 is about stability. But again, these are hugely strong success cards. The King of Wands is somebody that has really great ideas, has charisma, has an ability, but there's a need to for a different perspective, so that you can clear out things that don't serve you, don't help you, things that you regret later, because there is there's a path towards just leveling up, because it's where you're supposed to be. In the ideal case, but then there's all this fire, and a lot of the cards that are about, I feel like you need to follow that fire, follow that passion, and release the things that don't lead there. Because unfortunately, it's like there's so much success here, but it's like you can't focus too much on things that aren't as important. What don't you see about yourself? New chapter. Yeah, I feel like, the world is about ending a karmic cycle and just doing the absolute best job, like learning the greatest lessons, really being able to lift yourself up, level up, and just get this brand new, better existence. Because you're not relearning the same lessons. And there is this new chapter for you. There is this success for you. There's this fire. But yeah, I feel like you do need to refocus what your priorities are, see things in a different light. Whatever your religions or beliefs, time with loved ones is vital for all of our prosperity. Maybe it is very important that you take time for the relationships in your life, instead of just thinking about what's gone, or overindulging in stuff. So I feel like there might be a need to make sure that you really are taking care of the important relationships in your life, the people who really will show up for you, the people who really do care about you. Overthinking creates a prison in your mind. Free yourself. Yeah, I feel like restriction, prison. This is a prison card. This is a, not everything being in your best interest card, or maybe going about things the wrong way. Or maybe just like really putting your time and energy into less important people who aren't going to be honest or real with you or kind to you. So realize that you have a massive win in front of you, but you may be stuck in overthinking that may be keeping you from learning the lesson that is just going to just make things improved within your life. So I feel like concentrate on the people who really care about you, your loved ones, whether it be blood family, whether it be found family, whether it be, a friend who always comes through, somebody, a significant other that's really giving to you. Key. Yeah, this is going to be a key. I feel like some of you really need to work on your relationships, really need to put some time and effort there. It's going to be key to some kind of success for you. 8 of Cups and the Moon. And this is going, overthinking is a prison. The Moon is fear, lack of clarity. And it's also, what's going on in the subconscious. So you may also need to know that what's going on in your subconscious can be affecting your life situation. And there are certainly things that I feel like there may be things that you need to walk away from because, they don't serve you and they don't make you happy. So let's get you some charms. Yeah, sad face. Yeah, there's some kind of rebirth. And with the 1 being involved, it's like this is something that you have the ability to manifest in your life. This, this just killing it energy with this new beginning, rebirth. Just realize that you can manifest this. It's definitely not out of your control. I feel like you do need to concentrate on because there may be some things out of your control. Other people's behavior is out of your control. What you do about it, that is completely in your control. And I also, right behind here is you. Again, you going through a rebirth. You manifesting this new beginning. You learning the lesson, because this is a judgment card, and is analogous to a judgment card for me with the Phoenix, with the rebirth. Learning the lesson so you just level up and you no longer have to deal with unhealthy things. So make sure that you're taking responsibility for what you can control, for who you are, for what you do, for how you treat your relationships, for even the overthinking that you may have done. Doesn't mean that you need to stay there. It just means that when you realize something is in your control, you can control it. So I feel like a lot of what you need to see about yourself is your own personal power, your own ability to manifest a new start, your own responsibility. And again, not responsible for the actions of others, but responsible for your own. Because a lot of people don't want responsibility because they want freedom. But freedom is in responsibility. Freedom is realizing how much power you have, but you can't have power and outsource causality. Moving forward, you're, again, so much success here. You're being asked to move forward. You're being asked to take action, to follow the ideas and the passions that you have. Some of you may have some kind of connection with the United Kingdom. I feel like this also may be about really following your passions. But again, perspective. There is some kind of clarity that you need to have. And there is lessons that you need to learn so that you release things that don't serve you, that aren't as important, so that you really can focus in on your power, on the success that you can absolutely achieve and make happen. I feel like there's so much here for you to realize that you can make this happen, that it's about you making it happen. It's about you having this power. So you definitely will be able to stabilize things if that's where you choose to put your action and energy. But there's a need to not ignore. Try to put yourself back into the shell. Try to go back before you knew better. If you know something that isn't healthy, that doesn't serve you, going back to it is not going to bring you to your next level. I almost get that there's some feeling of comfort. And again, it's like, we're human. We need to have comfort. We need to have things, it's not about being a full ascetic. I'm sorry, not aesthetic. But it is about realizing that you have control, and realizing that some things might not serve you, and realizing that if you do need a coping mechanism, you might need to have a better one. So make sure that you're looking out for the relationships in your life, because they matter. But not all of them matter to the same extent. There are people who, again, it's not that these people matter less as human beings, but they may matter less to you. Like there may be the person who will show up for you no matter what, and the person that isn't going to show up for you unless there's something in it for them, and at that point there may be a necessary reprioritization. Because it's like there's so much success, but I feel like you need to realize that it's under your control. You're responsible for what you do. You're able to manifest this new beginning. Your actions have an effect. And your willingness to move away from what doesn't serve you does move you towards what does. So I hope that this helps you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 8,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for everybody who got me to 7,000 subscribers. I am so grateful for all of you, and I can talk. I believe in myself, So if you do want to book a reading with me, my email's in the description right now. My turnaround time's around 48 hours. Just make sure that you contact me through that email, because I don't try to solicit anybody through the comments, and I don't have a WhatsApp. So if any of those happen, it's just not me. And by using that email, 54 was on the clock, right? The time clock right then. If you just use that email, then you're talking directly to me. I'll make sure that you get taken care of. And, that's just something we can do to keep our community safe. Oh my gosh. So time for pile number 3, my beautiful angels. So pile number 3, what don't you see about yourself? You may not see the new beginning that is in front of you, an ability to start over. What don't you see about yourself? Well, we have the moon. So the moon is often the subconscious, something going on below the surface. It can also be fear and lack of clarity. The upside with the moon, though, is if you're able to be very in tune, you can navigate the energy of the moon with your intuition. What don't you see about yourself? King of Swords, King of Cups, and the 8 of Cups. It's like there's some kind of road that you need to navigate, and you're going to have to do it by feeling. And there's nothing, there's nothing wrong with the intellect. The intellect is amazing. It's wonderful. Boy, do I love it when things are logical. It's comforting. But there's some kind of, there's some kind of journey or road that you won't see the full extent of, that you do need to navigate by feeling, by what do you feel is right. It is going to lead to a new beginning, a new chapter. But this is how you're going to be able to tell who to trust. This is how you're going to make it through until things become clear. And in order for you to have this new start, you will have to walk away from something that is emotionally unfulfilling for you. Again, moon, moon, moon. So a lot of you might be really confused on what to do next. But I feel like if something is not fulfilling you, if something is not taking care of you, if your emotional needs are not getting met by this situation, if you're doing all the work and getting none of the benefit, even if you can't see what's in front of you completely, there is going to be a new beginning ahead, but you're going to have to walk into the unknown. Moon, moon, moon. The emotions are going to be how you're going to navigate and how you need to navigate to get to the right place. What don't you see about yourself? And you also, again, you may want things to be very straightforward. And again, it is so comforting when that is the case. But you have the ability, you have the intuition to do this. I feel like you may be a little bit resistant to this journey because, again, it may not fully make sense. It may not It may be something that will fully make sense later. I mean, it will. I mean, I feel like you have something to walk away from that it makes sense to walk away from. But I feel like you're really having to deal with the unknown. With the Eight of Pentacles. Very interesting. Because there's something that you are learning, that you're building up, that you are... This... I feel like this following the emotion is unknowingly going to bring you greater mastery. It's going to start making you build something that will create stability. But you're not yet fully at the level of... You're not fully at the level of mastery. The Queen of Wands. I feel like you're going to know more after you start your journey. Now, the Queen of Wands, you may have somebody who may give you along your journey, may give you some clarity, may illuminate this. Or you will have really taken control of your life, of your legacy, of what you bring forward. Leadership, action, mastery. Five of Cups and the Ten of Cups coming out together. And again, there was something that needed to be walked away from because it's not emotionally fulfilling. And then there's an ability to make things happen in your life. I feel like your emotions and your passions are going to help you. And yeah, there's going to be some practical work that needs to be done. But you're going to be moving from a place of regret to a place of real happiness and contentment. Whatever this... I feel like you might be going on a, you may be going through some kind of dark night of the soul. You might be, but it's like there may be relationships that are important, that haven't really been lost. There may be a need to focus on what is important and what is not important and leave behind what isn't. But your new chapter is bringing you fulfillment, happiness, and stability in that. So you may have to like move a little bit through the unknown to get there. But boy, is the location amazing. And it's not, if you follow your feelings, if you follow your emotions, it's not going to be as scary. Because your emotions will give you the signposts in which to move forward. What don't you see about yourself? There's a chance that you may have or may be at risk of passing up an opportunity that will be amazing for you. And it may be because you're dissatisfied with something else. Again, Three of Cups, too much focus on something that's not as important, and having things fall down. So you may need to make sure that you're really focusing on what's important to you emotionally. because otherwise you may miss out on opportunities. I feel like, yeah, you're going on a journey. That journey involves risk. That journey involves not knowing exactly what's going to happen. But it doesn't mean that you should ignore the opportunities in front of you. These are gifts. And I feel like to some extent you already know you don't want to stay where you are. So I feel like there's a need for you to regulate your fear. Because if you're just looking for things to make sense completely, and I feel like some of you, you might have somebody that will help guide you. For some of you, you're really going to take control and really realize that you're the captain of your own ship. But with the, if you're just looking for everything to make perfect sense, you're going to drive yourself a little nuts. Because there are some things that you won't see until you've done the work, till you've taken the risk, till you've taken control, so that when the right opportunity is there, you're focusing on that Ace of Cups that can lead you to that Ten of Cups. That new beginning that brings you not just a little fulfillment, but intense fulfillment. How do we deal with your mind not being your best friend right now? Four of Swords. I feel like it's not that you shouldn't think critically regarding anything, but I feel like there's some kind of healing that needs to be done there with the Four of Swords. It's possible that you have dealt with some heartbreak that you need to spend maybe that brain power on healing. Because that is Swords. I feel like that is something that would be helpful. But the navigation forward, the way to get to this success and happiness is navigating by emotion in this case. But your fear is a block. So just letting you know. And it's not that, there are obviously, if you're going through a real fight or flight thing, if somebody's a physical threat to you, fear's your friend. But I'm getting that you're going through some kind of powerful journey to really bring out this light in you. And it's not, and there is a little bit of dark night of the soul. There is a little bit of you having to be able to see the opportunity and not choose the right opportunity, because it's like there's a need to take some risks. Again, doesn't mean you need to live a risky lifestyle, but some things are worth trying for, even if you can't see how you're going to get there. Start over every day if you want. Yeah. It's like, it's getting to those 10 of Cups, which are there for you. But it's a new beginning. So that 10 of Cups may require starting over. Realizing you have the power to do that. Take time to reflect. Again, your intuition is going to move you forward. Fear is going to be a little bit of a block, and not everything is going to make complete sense until it does. I feel like you're going to receive some kind of big reveal. It's like, I feel like, but don't be afraid of starting over, walking away from what's not fulfilling. Reflecting on what you want. So that even though if you haven't got there, or reflecting on what doesn't serve you anymore so you can leave it. I feel like with the mice is like about a niggle, and it can be about guilt. We did have the 5 of Cups here. So it's like maybe you do have something that you're guilty about. 7 of Wands. And maybe it's like it's possible that maybe you didn't take an opportunity because you were defensive regarding it. But I feel like this is also like the niggle of intuition. I feel like you probably pretty regularly are getting an intuitive pull to do something that maybe doesn't make sense to you. When you just think about it without your emotions, but on your emotional level, it really makes sense to you. And it's like that's what's going to put you in the right track. So be willing to start over. I feel like there is something about being in alignment with your purpose. I've got 7, which is about greater spiritual alignment and fun and turning over a new leaf, which is changing. Fun. 9. Almost like the things that you do to stabilize yourself, to be in self-worth. It's like these are going to maybe cause there to be more fun. I'm sure being successful often feels a lot better than not being successful, if nothing else. But yeah, I feel like you're on a path to really uncover your light, to really walk away from what doesn't serve you so you can really put the energy and effort into what does, so you can have that start over, that new beginning. And just know that you may not see your way forward, but it's like you're going through some kind of refinement process right now. Just don't forget to start. So realize that some things are worth taking a risk on. And you're going to know. But you may not be able to justify it. But really, it's your life. And if deep down you know, you're gonna be able to navigate so much better. And, with that reflection, that's, make sure that you're making sense in your emotional space. Like, if you really want to put that intellect to use, make sure that you're looking at your own mind. I know that that's a lot, but because that can bring you some healing. All right. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm giving away 2 as soon as I hit 8,000 subscribers. Thank you for everybody who helped me get to 7,000. If you do want to look at that, I made a community post. It should be on your subscriptions tab. So just make sure that you check that. If you did win, make sure that you email me so I can give you your reading. I deeply appreciate all of you. And if you do want to book a reading with me, my email's in the description right below the timestamps. I don't have a WhatsApp. I don't solicit you in the comments. So if either happens, it's not me. So just make sure that you use that email. So that way you're talking to me directly and I can make sure that you're taken care of. So my gorgeous and talented pile number 4. What don't you see about yourself? What don't you see about yourself, pile number 4? Oh. You may not fully recognize the conflict that you have. Five of Cups, 2 of Wands. What don't you see about yourself? Page of Wands. I feel like there's conflict and there's regret. And there's a path forward to start over. Clarity on the 5 of, yeah. I feel like there's been some kind of loss here, some kind of emotional loss. And I feel like you need to know that there is a brand new emotional beginning for you. Again, there's an ability to move forward. There's a choice on how you take on your actions. There might even be some kind of travel in your future. Yeah, there definitely could be some travel in your future. I feel like you, at this point, you may not yet recognize how fast things may speed up in the direction you want them to go. Bringing you an emotional new beginning, bringing you real tangible gifts in your new beginning. What don't you see about yourself? Ace of Wands. How new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. I feel like you don't yet see how the path is just going to be laid clear for your new beginning, where you're going to be able to passionately move forward, where you're going to be able to move forward emotionally, where things will truly manifest in a physical and real way for you, and how this is going to speed up. And you may be a little bit conflicted about an emotional new beginning. Maybe you're a little bit scarred in regards to that. But it's still there. There's so much fresh start. And again, some of you might travel. There's a big fresh start here. Judgment. There's some kind of bigger picture. But also, big picture, it's like needing to learn to grow. But also, realizing that what you put in is going to come back out. Maybe not how you expected it to. But it's like there is this bigger picture. There is this rebirth with new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. This is not for everybody, but with rebirth, new beginning, new beginning, new beginning, some of you, if you can have a child, it's possible that you might. What don't you see about yourself? With the Four of Wands, I feel like you may have trouble visualizing this really happy, stable, secure place that you will have, whether it's, I feel like a lot of you might have had the rug pulled out from under you. Maybe a lot. And it's like new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. It's like, I feel like you may not be able to see the security, the balance, the love that you're going to receive. And some of you are really having a tough time releasing something that burdened you. But the new beginning's right there. It's like rebirth, new beginning. I feel like you don't yet know the blessings that maybe are part of the karma for what you've put into a situation. Feel like right now you feel conflicted, weighed down, regret, sadness. But you don't yet see just the enormity of the blessings that are coming your way. Partially because all the things you are holding on to are obscuring your vision. And again, we've got to treat ourselves like we're human. Like if you've had a lot of rough experiences, you know, sometimes it can be hard to see as the Tower comes out. Is this an upcoming Tower? I definitely feel like you've experienced Towers. But the Tower is sometimes we're building on something and it doesn't have a strong foundation. And therefore it can't. It can't stay. And sometimes the universe is trying to get us to stop building on something that isn't for us. But it's like, I'm getting that you don't yet see the blessings, the happiness, and the security that you're going to receive. And then you may have had to lose things that weren't for you so that you could have things that would really make you happy. Which again, I feel like you're not in a place where you're currently seeing all of that. I feel like with the Eight of Swords, it's a prison of our own thoughts. And again, it's not surprising if you've had rough experiences that you may expect rough experiences. But I'm getting that there's going to be an ability for you to drop the burden, take off the blindfold, and really just not have these limitations. What don't you see about yourself? I'm getting like satisfying relationships. I feel like you're going to have some really satisfying relationships in your life. The lovers, I feel like you also need to realize that you have the power to manifest what you want. You have all the tools necessary. And even if you've dealt with towers, now you're going to have to deal with success. But you will have to be in a place where, you know, you're not holding on. I feel like you need to be able to find a way to let go of the things that don't serve you anymore. And the things that you lost, but they really weren't for you. Or even if they were for you, they weren't built up in a way that they could stand. So until there could be some kind of foundation, that, you know. So realize that I feel like you don't yet see the success. You don't yet see the blessings. Blessings that you created. Again, I feel like you've dealt with loss. You've had to do a lot of transformation. And maybe there have been things that you couldn't take with you from one part of your life to the next. With the Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles is being a joy to work with, being somebody who's a team player, being somebody who can create something that's bigger than just you. It's also about mastery, about craftsmanship. And between having all the tools necessary and craftsmanship, I think that you need to realize that you do have every tool that you need. Start over every day if you want. I feel like, yeah, there's so much start over energy. Don't be afraid to start over. It's only leading you to success. You are beautiful every damn day. Believe that. Again, maybe you've had some harsh experiences and it may have affected how you may see yourself or how you feel that you're attractive. It's just, but realize that you're stunning. I think that you just need to recognize. Cosmic Connection and 11. I feel like a lot of you have this really strong connection to the divine. Some of you may be actively bringing in a cosmic connection, but there's just so much new beginning energy here. I feel like there's maybe a need to realize that your new beginning may look nothing like your last cycle, the last thing that you had to deal with. Like, I'm almost feeling like you need to realize that you can win in your life, just in general. And that your new beginning is bringing you there. or whether you're manifesting in some kind of cause. I feel like some of you are deeply in alignment with the universe. Six of Wands again. I feel like you've had difficulty, you've had things fall apart. Now rifts are being closed. What might have been a limitation isn't going to be a limitation anymore. With the snake can, be a dishonest person, but it's also a symbol of rebirth and healing and new beginnings. Again, new beginning, because a snake sheds their skin. I feel like it's like you're being reborn, but you haven't fully finished the process. I feel like you've put in all the work. But it's one of those things where it's like you haven't yet seen the blessings that you've manifested. The rats. So you may have dealt at some point with somebody who really did not have your best interest at heart. Or you may be trying to avoid something. But again, what might have been at some point a block for you, is it going to be? Clarity on this rat. Two of Wands. And the fox turned over on the top of the deck. So the fox is being clever, outsmarting, but the fox could also be inconsistent behavior, out for something that's yours, even predatory behavior. So I feel like some of you, it's like you really may have dealt with somebody that didn't have your best interest at heart, but it's like you have the power to choose who you move forward, how you move forward, who you move forward, maybe who you move forward with. I'm getting that you may not realize how much power you've created for yourself. You may not see the crown on your head, but it's there. And I feel like your feelings give you the power to manipulate energy to some extent. Like, again, realizing that you have all the tools you need to create what you want. I've got the soft heart. I feel like you shouldn't forget your heart, because it does feel like you're a little bit bruised. And I put it back in and it comes right back out. It's like we can make a choice to be tender, to be kind, to be loving, to be soft. It is not a place of weakness. In fact, if you have gone through deep pain and loss, it's not weakness. It's heroism. It's courage. I've got kind of a crooked smile and calm. I feel like what's going to be... Is this about you finding more calm? Or I feel like the universe wants you to be calm. And I know that that's not easy. You've definitely had your tower moments. But it's like that it's like it's going to make things easier to come your way. So I hope that this helps. I feel like you just need to realize that your new beginnings, like you're going to have more stability and you're going to have more happiness than you expected. And yeah, you've had losses. You really needed to go through. Well, maybe you didn't need to go. Who knows if we needed to go through difficulties, but you have gone through difficulties. And you are coming out the other side victorious with more success than you would have ever expected. But I feel like it's like you need to be able, or at least the best way to get where you need to go is realizing that you can win. You know, like realizing that wins are on the table, that you can win, that you are winning, that it is happening. And except, like, if you've lost things, maybe they just couldn't stand. Maybe they weren't strong enough for the kind of stability and success and happiness. I feel like that. So I need you, it's like, let yourself have this clean slate, this new beginning, these blessings coming in. Realize that you made them happen. So I hope that this helps. Thank you so much. I deeply appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm doing another one at 8,000 subscribers. Thank you again for everybody who helped me get to 7,000. If you did win, make sure that you email me so that I can fulfill it for you. And other than that, just if you do want to book a reading with me, the email right below the timestamp is the way to contact me. Just make sure that you don't get taken advantage of by scammers in the comments. I'm not going to solicit you. I don't have a WhatsApp. And the upside of using that email in the description is I'm the only one who gets to put anything there. So that way I can keep you guys safe and happy and make sure that our community is being taken care of. So thank you again. You guys are wonderful and I deeply appreciate you.